Welcome back to the Root Map System series. In our last video, we practiced lifted and drop shapes for fifth intervals. Today, we're going to look at half lifted shapes, which let you move down by a third with minimal shifting, giving you new flexibility for descending progressions like 1, 6, 4, 5. Half-lifted chords add more complexity, and this video will challenge your thinking and finger placement. That's expected. Take your time, repeat sections as needed, and know that working through this carefully will make all of your other progressions play much more easily. Descending third motion in chords is incredibly common. Think about the classic progression 1, 6, 4, 5. This is what many people first learn as heart and soul on the piano. But it forms the basis for thousands of other songs. The first three chords are an example of a descending third progression. 1, down to 6, down to 4. So let's adapt this for the cello. When chord roots drop by a third, like moving from a 1 down to a 6 chord, or from a 6 down to a 4 chord, a predictable pattern happens. 2 chord notes stay the same, and 1 note rises by step. Lifting just 1 chord tone, specifically the 5th of the chord, I'm going to call a half lift. Here's what the heart and soul progression would sound like on the cello using only the root shape in the key of D. Now, here's how much simpler it is using the half-lifted chords. In essence, half-lifting a chord gives you a warp route to chords a third lower, with no shifting required. We can half-lift any of the 3 chord shapes we've discussed so far. You just need to make sure that you're lifting the 5th of the chord. Let's look a little more closely at which note gets lifted in each shape. A chord consists of 3 notes, the root, the 3rd, and the 5th. Lifting a chord means raising the 5th of the chord by 1 step. Here's where the 5th is in the root, lifted, and dropped shapes. It's highlighted in red. Let's say we're in the key of A and we're playing a 1 chord using the root shape. If I want to move to a 6 minor chord, which is a third lower than the 1 chord, I can half lift the root shape by raising the 5th or middle note in this shape. Here's what the transition would look like on the cello. And then half lift. Interestingly, when I half lift a root shape, I actually build a dropped shape. Now, if I want to continue on to the 4 chord, another third lower than the 6 chord, I need to half lift the minor 6 chord. In the dropped shape, the 5th of the chord is the top note. So I will raise that by a step to the 4th finger. This puts me on a 4 chord. Notice that now I've built a lifted shape for the 4 chord. To move to the 5 chord, I'm going to take the entire chord, staying in the lifted shape, and move it up by a whole step, which will create the 5 chord. Alternately, for the 5 chord, I could use the dropped shape below the 1 chord, as we explored a couple videos ago. This would require a half step shift lower, and then using the fingering 1, 2, 2. Let's try this progression in time. 4/4 time, low note on the downbeat, followed by the full chord on beat 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that was with the dropped shape for the 5 chord. Now let's try the progression by moving the lifted shape up by step for the 5 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if that wasn't challenging enough, I'm going to give you a little bit more of a challenge here. We're going to change the progression slightly. Instead of a 5 chord at the end, we're going to put a minor 2 chord at the end. And what this is going to do, it's going to allow us to half lift all of the different chord shapes in the progression with a complete descending third progression from 1 down to 6, down to 4, down to 2 minor. All right, most of the progression is going to be the same. Once we get to the 4 chord, which is a lifted shape, has the 5th of the chord as the lowest note. So to get from 4 down to 2, we have to half lift this shape, which means taking the 5th of the chord, moving it up by step. The fifth of the chord is in the lowest note. So if we move that note, played by the first finger, up by step, it moves to a third finger. The rest of the chord stays the same, so we are left with the fingering 3, 3, 4 for the 2 minor chord. And this is going to be our final chord of the progression. So let's try it in real time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My goal with material like this is to see these kinds of skills become standard for cellists. They're not difficult, but they create real opportunities. So spend time working through chord progressions in multiple keys so fluency becomes second nature. We'll continue developing this system in the upcoming videos, so make sure each step feels solid before moving on. If this video helped you, please like and subscribe. It's a simple way for more cellists to find it. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.